welcome back. As you can see, I'm sitting on the child bench, the child-sized bench that was thrifted and painted for the spring porch makeover. And it was on the porch. We moved it over here because there is no porch. So if you've been following along, we have demoed our full wraparound front porch. And one thing led to another. We've finished the foundation, but as we opened it up, we saw that, yes, we need to do some serious foundation repair. So we have that done now. We hired that out. But now we are at the point where we're thinking we should dig out the crawl space better. So Colby's doing that himself. It's a massive, filthy job. He's digging that out, laying under the house, scooping dirt. I think we have maybe 4 more days of that. Then we want to insulate underneath the house. We have to replace the wood floor because we had to tear up a whole section of it that framed the whole living room so we could work on the foundation from the top down. So that's been going on. Just lots of dirt. The animals are filthy dirty. There's little like dirt paw prints all over the house. You know, it's what it is. We are in construction mode. We have dust everywhere. There's construction sounds. And honestly, it wasn't very inspiring for me to put together a beautiful video for you. And so I was a little bit down about trying to come on YouTube for you. But then as I thought about it, I thought, no, you know what? This is a really important lesson. It's really important that people see what life is like for real when you're renovating. And so here we are, and half of my house looks really rough and the other half I'm working with. So let's just talk about the lessons here of how to get through this season of when you're remaking, you know, you're tearing things up and you're having to redo your house. Number one, keep it as clean as you can. I do think that it's worth the effort. You know, keep up on those basic things like your dishes and your laundry, and just ignore the disaster zone because it's going to get better and it's going to be worth it. So that's number one that I would suggest. The second thing I would suggest is to find little pockets and go all out. Go ahead and decorate and enjoy those things. So that's actually what we're going to do today. Is we're going to look at a front flower bed. We are going to redo a kitchen porch, which is a smaller porch on the house, and make it just as beautiful as I would if I had my wraparound porch this summer. Also, I think you need to invite company over. So I specifically have my sister coming for the 4th of July. She's bringing her family. We haven't seen each other in many years. And I think that that's a great motivation. So let's go ahead and start with a little tour of the yard, talk about some changes going on, and then get to work. All right, the first thing that I want to share with you are these darling rabbit hutches that my husband built for the girls. They had rabbit businesses growing up and sold baby bunnies as pets. And I just remember under this beautiful lilac bush having little baby bunnies several times a year. They were absolutely darling. But the girls haven't done it for years now. I think they quit during COVID. And so I'm actually listing them to sell and cleaning them out. And just, it's so bittersweet. And I'm just going down the memory lane seeing them. But I have some ideas for this space once these are sold. And I could do a really beautiful arbor. And I thought I could do my clothesline again and maybe have some seating out here. So as sad as it is, we are moving on. I feel like you have seen a lot of changes in my life on this YouTube channel. I have these actually that I started from seed. They are white zinnia and lilac larkspur, and I thought these might be pretty underneath the window of this window seat, which is, you know, right near the rabbit yard. So I've got some gardening ideas. And speaking of gardening, I headed over to the local hardware store, and I'm just trying to get some inspiration for the front flower bed in the front of our house. Of course, I love dahlias. But in my head, I thought, well, I want to find white. I love white. Always, always, always white. but I thought I could do blue flowers. It was weird though. I just felt like there wasn't a lot of blue. There was white. I could get some white things, but it was mostly, I mean, you'll see here, it's mostly the warm tones. So red, orange, and a lot of purple actually. Of course, herbs are always a win. I just feel like these look so European and gorgeous. So I thought about lavender, but I feel like this gets too much shade. I haven't been able to do lavender on my porches, which is, this flower bed is right between the two porches. So I don't think I'm actually gonna do the lavender. So I am specifically looking for pieces for the window box. I haven't done anything with it this year. And then I'm looking for what's called Blue Star Creeper. Do you know that flower? It's awesome. It's a little tiny, beautiful ground cover. And I'm hoping they have some here. I just want to get some more. I already have some between the hydrangeas, and so I just want to fill it out a little more, but it's the most wonderful ground cover, and once it really gets established, you don't even have to weed. It's just like this smooth, beautiful carpet, and it has little tiny these little blue flowers. So I did find some, of course, bought them all. And then I guess I'm just gonna do variegated ivy. And then if I could find some white flowers for that window box. I'm not super excited about the flowers for the window box. I love these roses, but okay, I'm gonna show you what I came up with. I did find some cosmos and some ivy. So this is the window box. And we built this years ago. It's self-watering, which I'll link the video for you. But that just means that you water it I water it like every 3 days. So I do water it, but I water it in this one spot, and then it slowly disperses from the bottom up. And so it's really good for establishing the root system, but it always gets kind of grimy and mildewy, especially in Washington. So I scrub it down each year. I even put bleach on it. Anyway, I'm going to do my regular routine, which is scrub it all down. And then actually, while that's drying, I am going to start focusing on this flower bed. So I do have 5 hydrangeas. A couple of them my mom gave me before she died. It was a birthday present, and she bought them for me, which is really sweet, actually. So we'll rinse it off, let it dry. It's a nice day, so this should dry pretty fast. And then I really need to space these hydrangeas better. And I know that it's sort of tough to move plant. It's like hard on their root system. So I don't like to do it too much, but I also just want to encourage you to do it anyway. I just feel like we should transplant things when we want to. Okay, the dogs love this corner. It drives me bat crazy. They love the corner. Look, they get like dirt all over the house. They dig in it. I think it feels cool earth, for them. And so they are always digging it out, and I'm going to deal with that today. So we pulled all of the hydrangeas out, and then we're going to evenly space them the way we want them. And then I'll show you what my idea is for this corner where all the dogs, they ruin it. I actually had a really expensive hydrangea there, and they actually just destroyed it by digging and digging and digging. I have lots of help. Nala has been so enthusiastic with anything I do. If I'm cooking in the kitchen, she will lay on my feet. I've never had a dog like that. She adores me, and I do adore her. So this is what I'm going to use. These rocks were cobblestone under our house from the foundation work that I told you about. And the builders were going to get rid of them, and I asked to keep them because they're sentimental to me. But I'm going to make this whole corner filled with these big rocks. And I think that will work. They are hidden by the boxwood, but the dogs know they're there. Then, okay, let's work on the window box. I have these that I got. I actually found these Cosmos at another store. I didn't find those at the first store. But anyway, so white Cosmos, I feel like the height will be really pretty through the window for us on the inside. And then we'll have this ivy to trail and then my blue star creeper. So I've got the hydrangeas where I want them. And now I'm just gonna pop this beautiful little blue star creeper. I just know you will love this if you aren't already using it. It's such a good flower. Oh my gosh, Nala we're always dealing with Nala. There's many stories about her every day. So we put the blue star creeper in, and then I just need to get the window box done. Oh, I was gonna tell you, this boxwood I got for $7 at Walmart years ago. Man, that's a great price. And then, I think you should buy a little bit small if you want for gardening. I feel like sometimes we just are impatient, or I am. I'll get pieces or plants that are bigger, because I just want like the instant gratification. But I think that it's fine to buy them smaller, and they're gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what these boxwoods did. So I planted up my window box. I think it looks so pretty, and really had the ivy in the corners so they're spilling over. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I water. So there's this little PVC pipe in the corner here, and I have to fill it a few times, and then what it does is it goes down underneath and spreads out and waters from the bottom up until it starts dripping out this hole on the side there. And that's when I know I can stop watering. One more thing I want to do on this window box is I feel like it needs a coat of paint. I try to get away with it every year with not painting it, but I don't know how people do it. I see my friends, they don't paint their window boxes, but this one always kind of needs it. So I found the paint. It's a custom paint color. I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of this. And it's actually a little bit damp under here because I should have painted before I watered and actually let it dry. So here I am doing it the hard way, but it's gonna look better. It's starting to rain here, so I'm actually gonna stop filming at this point, but I thought we needed one more thing. Okay, I built these two tours years ago. They've weathered actually really nicely, and I don't have a video on this. We did not have a YouTube channel at that point, but I do have the building plans and the blog post, so I will link those for you. I am putting those in there to give it some extra height. I think that's be really pretty. And then I thought, I'm gonna go back to the garden center, same one. You recognize it? I came back to the same one. And I wanted to get some pieces for the porch, because next I wanna focus on the kitchen porch. So I love ferns, always. I mean, they're so lacy and beautiful. Look how they like blow in the breeze. I love ferns. So I wanted to work with some ferns. And And then I have another pot that I need to put something in. So I found this lemon thyme that smells fantastic. It was so fun. When I was in the garden center, they were blasting worship music. I was like, what are you guys? This is so awesome. And then we have to clean the porch. This is actually the only time I clean is when I change the seasonal decor. So I really get all the cobwebs and I clean the windows. You're gonna see, I actually decided to repaint the door. This is just really the time to care of your home as much as you can. And I can see this porch. This is next. We're gonna change this porch out next. It's cracking worse and worse. Okay, this I debated putting in, but this is my husband and my son. They were working under the house, digging out the crawl space, and I called them to lift this super heavy cabinet because I want a garden space on the porch because I actually need it during the summer. So I had them move it. I was laughing so hard. I thought they looked like, okay, did you watch the halftime of the Super Bowl from 2023 with the dancing? That's what it made me think of. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just don't worry about it. But this was like basically the costumes of the dancers. All right, so now I just really need to figure out the big pieces of furniture. This is always the hardest part for me. It's like you put the big rocks in place and then the little rocks in place and then the gravel and then the sand. This is the same concept when I'm decorating my porches, so I've got to figure out the big stuff. I have this fabric that I wanted to use. We were going to make lampshades with it at Bespoke, and I never did it. So I have a lot of yardage here that I might use. I thought it might be good because I thought it matched. I thought it would look nice with the front door on this porch, but anyway. And then those little paw prints, that's what you get when you have a puppy and no front porch. You get muddy paw prints. So I had this fabric that I wanted to incorporate, but look, it looks actually a little bit bright compared to the front door. So then I kind of changed my mind on that. But anyway, I tried this bench, and what I decided was it actually felt a little bit too flat. I had the bench flat against the wall. I had the cabinet flat against the wall, and it was too flat. You do need to have some 3D dimension and some angles and things going on. Then this cabinet I actually put in front of the window. I normally would not recommend that, but it was just so off-center without doing it, and it does make the bathroom's on the other side of that window, and it does make it look a little dark, but we're gonna get through it for the next few weeks. And then I'm gonna wash this cover. This darn puppy. I love her so much, but she gets in the rocking chair and she rocks until she falls off. Okay, so I did have this little bit of fabric, which I've had forever. I love it. I think it's time to make a pillow. We'll make a pillow for this rocking chair. I washed it and I put it back, and then I quickly made this little pillow. Thought that would be very sweet, and I feel like that goes better with the door. And then these urns I had up by the front porch. I had an herb garden. I mean, you can see they're kind of growing nuts. So I'm going to dry the herbs and have a salad for lunch and then replace them with my ferns. The ferns were kind of expensive. I only bought 2 per pot. They were a lot more expensive than I thought they were going to be. And so I just have 2, and I'm going to patiently let them grow bigger. I decided to get all of my gardening supplies up on the porch, so it was actually not only pretty but really functional. And then here's that lemon thyme. I have this thrifted pot. I grew these flowers. I'm so proud of them. And there are white ranunculus and anemone. I think I said that right, with the black in the middle. So that is my summer porch for 2024. I'm really happy with the little updates we made to our flower bed and the window box, and I think it's going to be just a nice little oasis in the middle of a construction zone where I can just, sip lemonade on the porch in the shade. And then, of course, the other side has a very functional element where I can use it for all my gardening supplies. So I think it's going to be really good. And I'm interested to know how you guys take care of your ferns and actually what you would recommend for window boxes. I think that I could learn a lot from those of you that have gardening experience. So let me know what you think, what you suggest, and I am thanking you in advance. If you're new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so I can send you more videos about making your home into a sanctuary. And I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you next time.